What if everything you thought was real wasn't? What if the very foundation of your existence was a lie? And what if the only way to find yourself was to lose everything? Get ready, because today we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, mind-bending masterpiece that is Fight Club. Before we shatter your reality, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown of the films that mess with your mind. All right, let's talk about Fight Club. This movie, man, it's a gut punch, a philosophical riddle, and a masterclass in narrative misdirection, all rolled into one. We start with our unnamed narrator, a quintessential everyman played by Edward Norton, trapped in the soul-crushing monotony of corporate life. His job? He's a recall specialist for a car company, a glorified bean counter deciding if it's cheaper to recall faulty cars or just pay out the lawsuits when people get hurt. It's a grim, detached existence, mirrored perfectly by his sterile IKEA catalog apartment, a shrine to consumerism that offers no comfort, no real life, just stuff. And then there's the insomnia, 6 months of sleepless nights, a ticking clock counting down his sanity. His doctor, bless his cynical heart, doesn't offer sleeping pills. Oh no. Instead, he suggests the ultimate cure for existential dread, a support group for testicular cancer victims. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But for our narrator, it's a revelation. He plunges into this world of genuine suffering, and it's overwhelming, cathartic. He finally breaks down, crying uncontrollably, and finds solace in the arms of Robert Bob Paulson, a gentle giant with a heart as big as his former, well, you get it. This emotional release is what he craves, the release he needs to finally, blessedly sleep. So what does any sane person do after discovering the power of shared vulnerability? They fake illnesses, of course. He becomes a support group junkie, hopping from one affliction to another, seeking out that release, that tearful embrace that grants him his precious sleep. It's a darkly humorous commentary on our need for connection, our desperate search for meaning in a world that feels increasingly hollow. But then, a glitch in the matrix. Another face appears at these meetings, a woman named Marla Singer, played with a raw, unsettling intensity by Helena Bonham Carter. She's a fellow imposter. He knows it, and her presence, it throws him off. His carefully constructed emotional escape route is compromised, his lie exposed, and the insomnia creeps back in. He orchestrates a clumsy separation from Marla, desperate to reclaim his stolen sleep, a silent agreement to keep their mutual deception separate. This fragile equilibrium is shattered on a business trip where he meets Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt, in a role that would define him. Tyler isn't just a charismatic soap salesman, he's a force of nature, a walking embodiment of rebellion against everything the narrator represents. He's effortlessly cool, dangerous, and utterly captivating. And then, bam, the narrator returns home to find his meticulously curated IKEA haven obliterated by an explosion. A gas leak, they say. But is it? He calls Marla, then Tyler, his only anchor in this escalating chaos. They meet, and Tyler, with that maddening grin, proposes a peculiar entry fee for his hospitality, a good old-fashioned fistfight. It's primal, it's absurd, and for the narrator, it's liberating. Tyler's world is a stark contrast to the narrator's beige existence. He's a night projectionist, secretly splicing pornography into family films, a subtle act of rebellion against the sanitized entertainment we consume. He's a waiter with a twisted sense of service, urinating in soup, a clear rejection of the artificial politeness he serves to the wealthy elite. The narrator, seeking something, anything, more, moves into Tyler's dilapidated house, a place that's falling apart, yet feels more alive than his pristine apartment ever did. And that's where it all truly begins. The fistfights become organized. In the basement of a bar, they create Fight Club. The rules are simple, brutal, and strangely profound. Never talk about Fight Club. No shirts, no shoes. Fights go on as long as they need to. This isn't just about violence. It's about shedding the layers of modern life, about reconnecting with something raw and visceral. It's about feeling alive, even if it hurts. Marla, however, can't be kept at arm's length. She shows up having had a night of passion with Tyler. The narrator is bewildered, their unspoken understanding fractured. Marla, it turns out, had overdosed, and Tyler, with his own brand of rescue, had been there. He makes the narrator promise to never speak of him to Marla, a bizarre request that hints at the complicated web they're weaving. Under Tyler's influence, Fight Club transforms. It morphs into Project Mayhem, a clandestine organization dedicated to anti-capitalist vandalism. The fights are no longer just cathartic outlets, they're training grounds for rebellion. The narrator, however, finds himself increasingly sidelined, excluded from Tyler's increasingly radical agenda. An argument, a rift, and Tyler vanishes. When a Project Mayhem member dies on a mission, the narrator, finally realizing the dangerous path they're on, tries to shut it all down. But it's too late. He follows Tyler's trail, only to discover that Fight Club has spread like a virus across the country. And then comes the earth-shattering revelation. People recognize him as Tyler Durden. A frantic call to Marla confirms the impossible. Tyler is him. He's an alter ego, a manifestation of everything the narrator suppressed, everything he yearned to be, strong, assertive, free. Tyler is the id to his ego, the primal scream to his controlled whisper. Overcome, he faints, and in that darkness, the truth dawns. He wakes up to a world irretrievably changed. Tyler, operating during his blackouts, has set in motion a plan to destroy credit card companies, to cripple the financial system. The scale of it is terrifying. Project Mayhem, now a paramilitary force, has wired buildings with explosives. He tries to stop it, to disarm the bombs, but he's confronted by Tyler, by himself, in a brutal showdown. Knocked unconscious, he's dragged to the top of a building to witness the destruction. And then, the ultimate twist. Held at gunpoint by Tyler, he realizes he's the one holding the gun. The shared body, the split personality, the terrifying truth. He fires, not to kill Tyler, but to free himself, shooting himself in the cheek. The illusion of Tyler fractures, a wound in the back of his head signifying the death of his alter ego. Marla arrives, brought by Project Mayhem, a strange, twisted reunion. And as the bombs detonate, as buildings crumble around them, the narrator and Marla stand hand in hand, witnesses to the implosion of the very system they once inhabited. It's a darkly beautiful, terrifyingly cathartic ending.
Fight Club isn't just a movie about fighting. It's a profound exploration of identity, consumerism, masculinity, and the desperate human need for authentic experience in a world that often feels synthetic. It's a film that stays with you, that gnaws at you, forcing you to question your own reality, your own desires, your own self. And that, my friends, is why Fight Club is an enduring masterpiece. What do you think about the ending? Let me know in the comments below.